Well, hello again, everybody. Welcome back to another summoning session. I I wanted to do more to get ready for this, but I just literally cannot wait because I think these units are all really cool and I want them all. So I'm hoping we can just get stupid lucky on the way to one spark and have some good things happen. Will that be the case? Who can say? Never really goes that way. But what are my thoughts? Well, I kind of want Erica the most. There are I got some questions from all of y'all, so we're going to get to those, and most of them are about CYL5, so a lot of my thoughts are going to come out that way. No need to go too deep on it right now, but my general thought is that I want to use her for Gale Force. I know it kind of goes against her kit, but I think she can still do it pretty dang well, and I think it's very, very interesting to me, and I think I think she slots in pretty nicely where I have Petrine right now, and fixes the problems I've sort of had. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. Hopefully we don't have to make any super hard decisions about this. Hopefully we can just can just rain 5 stars upon us like it has in the past. But that is the plan. I want her. I also really want Marianne. I think Marianne is going to be a very interesting unit on defense, but I have ideas for how I want to use all of these, and I really want to get to try them out. So that is the goal. The goal is everybody. This time I actually really like everybody, unlike the last couple of years. So I'm pretty excited about this. And, yeah, with that, let's get into it and get into some questions from all of y'all, which I probably will not edit into the video this time, just, because I didn't expect to get so many. I don't usually get so many, so thanks everybody for coming out, but I want to get this video put together so I can hopefully make these units work for an AR stuff. That's the plan. I want to have time to do that instead. Please understand. Anyway, let's, just go right in with the summons. Okay, you gotta start with the one for Erica, because I like Erica. So, question number 1 from Carlos Ramirez. Who do I think will age the best? Ironically, it's not even Benny. Ironically, I know people are a little bit disappointed in Gatekeeper and Marianne, but I do feel like they are the most support-oriented in really unique and interesting ways. And that typically tends to age better than the strict combat units. And of the bunch, Erica is the strict combat unit, so she might get the short end of the stick going forward. I'm so excited every time I get smoke. This is crazy. But yeah, I think Marth is also supportive, but kind of just in like a visible stats way, which is, I think, a little bit played out, a little bit common. Okay! That's a fun way to start things off. I think I'm gonna keep on taking full circles, because, I mean, your fodder is pretty good. I think that's not so bad. I think that's pretty alright. Okay, we got ourselves a session, gang! Saluting. Dingus. I like it, I like it. It's fun. It's a great way to start things off. But yeah, so hopefully he ages the best, because I got him now. So I might be a little bit quick with some of these questions, just because there are so many. Please understand once again. But the next question is from iEscapism, who asks, will you set up a variety of ARD teams using the new units and evaluate them, especially Marianne and Harmonic Catria? You may have read my mind. I don't want to give away too much, but that is definitely something I'm thinking about, something I like, something I want to put together. So hopefully, yeah, that will happen. Especially if this is her! Not quite. But we're off to a great start. Let's look at tickets! Let's look at tickets and we're already on the board! And it looks like Marianne's in this circle. So yeah, I don't really know if I have applications for the rest of them on ARD specifically, but I think the others are all very interesting on AR offense. So, that's sort of my plan. Yeah, I have some tests I want to run before I get too into it with any of them, but that is my current plan. Next up, Blue Wolf 3 would like to know a bunch of things, so I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. What do I value most of a character in a Fire Emblem game? I would say gameplay actually comes first for me. I very much gravitate towards characters who are strong or otherwise fun to use in combat. But then it is personality and then design last, actually. I feel like I'm a little bit of an unusual case, given that. But it is my true feeling, so there you go. Who do I think is the best unit in ARO? I would actually say now it's Legendary Claude. Before I would have said Micaiah, but now I think it's Legendary Claude. ARD, gotta go with Harmonic Catria. Note is up there, but Harmonic Catria is insane. Arena, I think that has to be Duopini. And Resonant Battles, any of the Harmonics with a dance skill, or Legendary Leaf. Those are my picks, I think. If I could choose one unit who's just to get in the game with their base version, who would it be? Stefan. I like Stefan. I want Stefan. He's the last unit that I really, really want. I guess also Denning. I think Denning would be really funny. It's like an April Fool's Grand Hero battle, but that's just not going to happen. If I could choose a unit to re-refine, who would it be? Gotta be Nino. I think the wave is pretty much useless. She's honestly better off refining for stats, and I don't think that's worth the do. So, yeah. Big Nino fan, and she kind of got the short end of the stick on that. Also, just want to say Marth, Raven, and Roy are on that list as well. But, yeah, I gotta give it to Nino. And if I could choose a special banner theme, what would it be and why? I really don't have a good answer for this, and I think I would rather... Okay. I guess I didn't have a dancer for Marth's games. So that's fun for Resonant Battles, at least. Maybe we can pop another 5-star in this circle, maybe we can get a Marianne out of it. Make it worth it. But, I mean, we're already 11 summons in for 2 5-stars. Them's pretty good odds. So, where was I? Special banner theme. I think I'd be happier just... I don't really have an idea for this, and I think I'd be happier if I cared less about special banner themes so I can save my orbs, honestly. Probably not the answer you're looking for, but sort of how I see the game at this point. On to the next. Eldigan Dark would like to know, which, if any, of the CYL5 heroes have already been outclassed or are in a convoluted class? I don't really feel like any of them have been specifically outclassed. I think, like, Infantry Sword is pretty rough for Marth, but I do think that he provides interesting support and has some pretty cool effects. So he's not just absolutely dead in the water. But, you know, I think all of them... I mean, Gatekeeper and Marianne just bring truly new and unique things to the table, I would say. So they're certainly not outclassed, and Colorless Tome is very much not a convoluted pool. Erica... I think definitely rises above the current Lance Cavalry, but could fall behind eventually, like with the rate Power Creep's been going at. But right now I think they're all in pretty good places, honestly. I do not think anyone is truly dead on arrival. Next up, from Bruh, who is the most waifu slash husbando? Cool, I like Lex. Always good to see more Lex. Not my answer to the question, though. Please just give me Marianne here. Please just give me Marianne here. On this banner specifically, I think Erica is gorgeous. I think she has some of the best art in the entire game, so I gotta give it to her. In the game as a whole, geez, I don't know. I really don't. I think there's another question like this later on, so I'll save it for that. Next up, Sam Cosaglow would like to know... Oh yeah, here it is right here. Who are some of your celebrity and Fire Emblem crushes? Celebrity... Lady Gaga. Rachel Bloom, if she counts as a celebrity. And, Jake Gyllenhaal? Fire Emblem? I don't know, like... Shamir? Patrine? Brave Erica? Speaking of Brave Erica, can I get a blue stone in here? We're already halfway done with this summoning. And I'm just not seeing her. Okay. It looks like Loki. So she's new. It's cool that we got a new 4-star special at least. I did already have her, but I had a pretty bad IV. And that's what you want to see. Alright, great. Now I have Seed Dual Fighter. That's fun. That's fun. So it gets built someday, maybe? Question mark. So we're at 3 total 5-stars out of 20 summons. Not too bad. Okay, this is a good circle. Let's see about Marianne. So, next up... Oh, Sam also asked, who's the best unit for each strategy? Gale Force, Far Save, Near Save, and Solo Carry? I do not have a good answer for this. I'm still trying to figure out who the best Far Save tank is. I think Brave Hector is honestly a really good Near Save tank. And I'm also really interested in Arden and OG Hector. But I think Brave Hector is probably the most consistent across the most things. Gale Force, I mean, probably just like Brave Edelgard for consistency, or Legendary, no, Fallen Edelgard for consistency. But I do think there are just a lot of units. There are so many. I need to research more into new Gale Force strategies, so I don't have a good answer to that. Far Save, I have no idea myself. I think I'm waiting for a new... I think I'm waiting for like a grailable mage armor. I think that will be the answer. And solo carry, God, I don't know. I don't know who can really do that at this point. It's rough. It's rough out there. Feels like you really need to distribute that over 2 units with saves at this point. Please give me Erica. So on to the next, from Video Game OST Research, a bunch of questions. Do you think Marianne Special is underwhelming or can be improved? It can certainly be improved. I mean, it has drawbacks on it. I haven't seen it in action enough to know right now if it is underwhelming or not, because I think it could be very annoying to deal with. But I guess we'll see. Does Marth design feel unoriginal or outdated? Like, gameplay-wise or, like, appearance-wise? Because... I don't know. I think he's very interesting. I think having null follow-up means he's at least not outdated. Like, he has null follow-up and a bunch of effects on top of that, which is pretty cool. And I can see him not aging the best just because the support he provides isn't the best, and I'm sure we will get units who do most of the same things with easier to hit conditions, but that's just kind of the way the game goes. So, yeah, and I think his art is great. I like it. It's, you know, I think some people are a little bit unexcited by it, but I think it's very cool. And, okay, next up. How annoying do you think it'll be to fight Gatekeeper on ARD, or how annoying do you think it'll be to set up Gatekeeper's full potential in ARO? I think these are things that really need testing. I don't know. I don't think ARD is necessarily gonna be his greatest function, just because I'm not sure. I don't know. I feel like to really make that work, you're gonna need saves, and that takes up pretty much basically half your team. Before, like, that's half your team, and then there's 2 mythics, so it's like there are a lot of concessions you have to make to even be able. Come on, you're the wrong one. There are a lot of concessions to make that work at all, but it could be very problematic. And then on offense, I really don't know, but I want to test it out, so I'm glad I got one. What CYL5 unit am I inclined to +10? I've never +10 to 5-star. I don't think these are going to be the ones. So I don't have an answer to that. And my personal top 5 or 10 list of all the Brave heroes, I don't think I really have a good answer to that. And I guess I'm going to keep on doing the questions while we manage the barracks, because there's so many questions. So hope this isn't the worst thing you've ever seen. Yeah, so the personal top 5 or 10 of all the Brave heroes. I don't have a good answer to this, but I really... Brave Celica is probably my favorite to use, even though her art's not my favorite. And I also really like Brave Claude. And, yeah, those are the main ones. I guess Ike is probably up there. Hector is a unit that I use, so there's that. But, I don't know, I'm... you're still not plus attack. Oh, Lex. Let's see. Linhardt can go. Good to get some fodder for what's it called, though? Distant Guard? Never have enough Distant Guard. And I'll keep the plus attack there. Alright. That should be enough spots to finish this out. So... thank you for the questions, Video Game OST Research, and thank you for the luck. Now on to the next one. Matthew Mappa. Now that we've had it for a full week, how impactful do you think the safety fence has been for AR? I think it's hugely impactful. I think we were really in a very limiting tank-focused meta, and now player phase can kind of run wild. Maybe an overcorrection, but I think definitely impactful. Definitely has changed the game, I would say. So next, we have Michael Flynn, who asks, what I would recommend someone do first when trying to start taking ether raids more seriously. I would say look at the units you have and don't spread yourself too thin in trying to put together a couple strategies that work. Because I don't think you need to have everything together to be successful in AR. I think you just need a couple strategies that work. So if you have like a good hit and run unit, like Legendary Leaf, Legendary Claude, Legendary Lilina, which are all sort of season locked, which is annoying, but can be run in both Anima and Light with the right conditions because of that. Can be a good, like, just put together those with a few dancers, get your mythics built nicely to support your other units and stuff, and yeah, just see what you can do with that is my recommendation, I guess. Sort of a bigger question than I can get into in this video, unfortunately. So then the Gamer King asks, now that we are in Gen 6 of Fae, how do you think units will be going forward? For both earlier Gen units and Gen 6 units that will be released in the future. I'm not exactly sure if I understand the question, I'm sorry to say. I think new units will be very strong, and I think older units will be exactly as they are currently. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to totally make old units totally invalid, but I also think it's going to definitely, I mean, the last generation showed so much change that I think this one is probably not really going to be too different from that. So I guess the only way to find out is to see. So next, Fadison asks, why do you like Lewin? I believe I've answered this in a past Q&A summoning session, but the short version is that I'm not getting Brave Erica. RIP. I guess maybe she's the spark? Please, if I can just get the other two on this 4% circle. I have the right colors for it. But why do I like Lewin? The short version is everything he's ever done in his entire life was for the people, and I like that. I think that's awesome. And secondarily, just the arc his character goes on throughout the entire game is incredible. I think he's maybe the most developed character in all of Fire Emblem, and you're not Marianne. Can we get a Marth so that I don't get baited to close out this pity rate? That'd be great. This session started off so hot. And it is not finishing so hot, so I guess... I don't usually do this, but I'm gonna take Erica. She's the one that I want. Usually I would sit on that a lot longer, but I'm taking Erica. I think she's cool. And I think even if I get another one of her, like, I think she might have the best fodder. Surge Sparrow and Attack Speed Menace. It's a pretty nice inherit, you know what I'm saying? So, cool, we got the stone. And let's just see if we can't finish this out really quick, even though I wanted to save these orbs. I guess I'm gonna focus on colorless and redstones at this point. I should probably focus on colorless because I do have the most defined use for Marianne, but oops, too late. So next question. Maddie Ann asks if I could make my dream Brave banner. Okay, sure, I guess. Sure, I guess. Another one of these. Used to be... Honestly, that used to be like the best pity breaker in my mind. Now, she's underwhelming. Just because save skills have gotten so strong that I think it's devalued 1-2 range on a single unit. Maybe I'll build Felix someday, but now I just have all this Spendthrift bow and nothing to use it on. Anyway? Oh god. This session really got away from me after that really hot start. I really believed I was going to get all 4. Oh well. Oh jeez. Okay, well. There are worse things I could do than spark this again. But I don't think I want to do it right now. So how many more questions are there? Geez, a lot. Oh my god, there's no way I'm getting through all these. So I might have to come back to this the next time I summon. Who knows when that'll be. Definitely going to summon for Reagan Spark when the time comes for that. And might go back in on this banner, I don't know. But I think for now we have to cut it right there. So the last question was about my own Brave banner, and honestly, I mostly play the game for the mechanics. The units themselves are not that important to me. I know that I do like to use a few favorites, but I don't really have an answer. It'd probably just be all FE4 characters, honestly. Like, Blue One would obviously be there. And I don't know who else. I don't have a good answer to this locked and loaded, so I'm sorry that some of my answers here were sort of lackluster, but I think that has to be... I just noticed this cat freaking out in the corner right here. That's funny. Alright, so welcome back to Bad Decision Theater. Something about going out on that note didn't feel quite right. I was having a good time with the questions. Choose Your Legends only comes once a year. I figured, why not throw a few more orbs? So I ground out some of the quests I hadn't done yet. I actually have a lot of orbs I haven't yet claimed from the game, so... we're gonna do a couple more circles at least and see if we can't cheese our way. I think I might just push toward a second spark. I think it might be... Because the only other things coming up that I'm interested in are Regan Spark, and Ashera is going to be on the Mythic banner this month, but I'm just kind of doubting that I'll have the orbs to really go after her, so it sort of seems like I'll be able to get back up for whatever her name is. Regan. Love you, Regan. Sorry, didn't forget that. But yeah, this is a good bad decision, let's call it. So anyway, picking back up from where we were in the questions. Vitor Hugo asks, favorite Pokemon type and least favorite Pokemon type. My favorite is definitely... Oh, we still have a rate, too. We can at least finish out this rate. Maybe this is a good decision after all. My favorite type is definitely Fairy. Big Clefable fan over here. And my least favorite is probably, like, Poison, I guess? I don't have great confidence in that least favorite answer, but I do really like Fairy type. I think it's cool. So, next question from Prince of Celeste, who fittingly asks, why have you abandoned Lewin? Look, don't ask me, ask Intelligent Systems. It's just hard to find the place for a player phase green mage like that right now, I think. Stiff Defense probably has made it a bit more viable, and I do think, especially in the context of like Katrika teams, he does have viability on defense, but it's just an issue of filling a very similar role to like a lot of the mythics that are almost forced into a team like that, like Bramimond and Thraseard sort of fill the same kind of role that Lumen would want to take on for the teams I'm running right now, so unfortunately he just doesn't have the place that I would like him to have in the current meta. Hopefully he comes back, send feedback to IS asking for Mythic Lewin so that I can use him to my heart's content. Yeah, I really do miss those days, but it's just, AR is so tight right now. I do hope that some of the recent changes have fixed that a little bit, but I also wonder if maybe they were done too hastily or inelegantly, perhaps. Next question comes from Belesme. Belesme, I never know how to say it, and I'm sorry. Who asks, do you play any other gacha games or other games in general? I did just download Mega Man X Dive yesterday. I don't think I love it, but I know that there are some Battle Network characters they're going to add eventually, and the Battle Network gacha is the game I probably want the most in the world, theoretically. Might never happen. And I've also been playing a ton of Pokemon Unite lately. I'm getting very close to Ultra Rank, which I'm a little bit proud of, since it is my first MOBA. Feels pretty good. Yeah. Those have been the major games in my life right now, and I'm trying to work through some single-player games in my own time. Kind of want to play the new Great Ace Attorney collection, and working through Mario Odyssey, Bayonetta. Gotta play Pokemon Sword one of these days too. That's been sitting on my shelf for way too long. Those are some games that I'm interested in and or playing. Next up, BTU wants to know, which CYL5 character do you think will age the best? I think I already sort of touched on this, but I do have a feeling that it's going to be Gatekeeper or Marianne, just because they have these unique supportive effects, which tend to go really far, and hey, we got some infantry pulse fodder at least, so that's a little bit of a treat. Big dork. I don't mind that. Is that? No, that's not a new... That's not a new 4-star special, right? But it is a pretty good one. So maybe this is going to be Erica, who will... Okay, no, it's still not Benny. Why can't I get Benny? But yeah, that's my short answer to that question. Sorry. Walter Christie asks, why is Fallen Celica better than Brave Marth? Big Celica fan here. I'm not sure if I would endorse that stance. I think Brave Marth is pretty good, and I think Fallen Celica is a little inconsistent. Like, not having the actual weapon and healing active in the first combat is a little rough. I get that Marth might not either, because his special is sort of supposed to activate it, but it is possible to have it active at least. And having null follow-up in the weapon is really nice. Really nice. Feels a little bit scary to go in on these colors of the units I already have, but it feels like I'm going to head toward the Spark, and I feel like I would rather spend as few orbs as possible on that so that I can maybe save a few for whatever comes next. So what's next on the questions? Okay, yeah, it's another one. He just likes me, huh? Okay, I think I like the other IV I had better, so glad I already started training the other one. And the boy does have some great fodder, so maybe we can do something with that. Joint drive defense, and what's it? Geez, all that pity rate for only a gatekeeper. Rough banner. Sorry, Chescake asked if I could plus 10 any old seasonal, who would it be? Well, what qualifies as old? I'm just gonna say Duo Sigurd. It's been a year, so hopefully that counts. I can't think of any others off the top of my head who really connect with me that strongly, honestly. So most seasonals aren't a huge hit for me. I guess Summer Leg Yarn is a cool unit, and probably has a Refine in the near future, so maybe that's a good pick. Let's go with one of those two. And then Train's Lullaby asked, how often / why do I change my thumbnails after releasing a video? And it's because the YouTube algorithm is quite cruel. I'm sorry that that's the answer, but it is. If I post a video and it's really not doing well, I try and change the title or thumbnail to attract a little bit more attention, because I try really hard not to ever lie or like clickbait in a way that feels unfair. But I've also found that when one video does really poorly, it kind of has repercussions in my statistics for like days, weeks, even months to come after that. So unfortunately, it is kind of a game against the system, which I don't love. Anyway, I'm gonna go grind out some more orbs really quickly. Grind out, maybe. And we'll be right back with a little bit more. Okay, we got enough to finish this thing out. Hopefully we can walk away with all 4 of them. That's the plan. So let's just get back into it. I don't even have an appearance rate right now, do I? Oh, I do. How lovely. And we get another Celestial Stone for the trouble, which makes it kind of worth the spark, honestly, all things considered. So let's do it. Here it comes, and the next question is from Oni Link asking, why are you this hyped every time? Like, you have so much energy, it literally scares me. Thanks, I think, first of all. You know, it's really just a matter of turn on the recording and it happens for me, I guess. I do feel like since people actually watch the stuff I post, I do have a certain obligation to entertain, and you know, I don't feel good if my videos get hundreds of views. I don't feel good wasting hundreds of people's time, so gotta do something. And you know, it's fun to perform a little bit. It's fun to, you know, be on the stage of the internet, I guess. So that kind of energizes me, and I do really like the game. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could fake a level of enthusiasm for a game I didn't like, but this one, I really do. So the game and the community and you know, all the love on YouTube and etc. really do just energize me like that. So I guess that's the answer. But it is funny because I think in real life I'm very much not like this. I really do kind of stay quiet and keep to myself. So now you know about that. Prophecy02 asks, if you inherit another green tome to Gatekeeper, which do you think will result in the funniest animations? I don't think it currently exists, but my instinctive answer was Gron Rabbit. I did happen to take a peep at some content on the subreddit and etc., and I do think sandwiches is probably the correct answer to this question. Sandwiches or, oh, there was another funny one, but I've already forgotten it. Melon float. Oh, geez, I should have been looking at that. Yeah, sandwiches and melon float are probably the true answers, but I think, you know, replacing the cast of Three Houses with rabbits is kind of funny, so I am gonna continue advocating for that answer as well. Next, Hedremt asks, if you could have a free +10 unit of any kind and be able to choose their IVs, who would you choose? Probably Dancer Sigurd. I just like Dancer Sigurd, I guess. I think maybe the most valuable would probably be like Duo Peony, maybe? Probably some sort of Duo or Legendary or Mythic Dancer, I think is a good answer. But Sigurd happens to be my favorite one that fits all those boxes. Now, which CYL5 unit interested me the most? Before seeing everything, it was Marth. After seeing everything, it was Erica. Yeah, and I think I just ran the new chain challenge there. And if I'm correct, her weapon, or maybe it's the B skill, whatever, she doesn't just block, she doesn't just beat Ruse, she beats Guard. Like, she was Luna-ing Hector through Special Fighter, so she is even better than I thought, and even better for Gale Force than I thought, which means very cool. And last question, most importantly, how am I doing? Well, I'd be doing a lot better if I didn't have to go for the second spark, I'll be honest. But, you know, having a good time. I have an easy day of work today, so I get to just chill and play the game, which is fun. And, you know, pretty neutral other than that. Not bad, pretty good. Been working out a lot, and I feel good about that. Okay, cool. Sure, why not, I guess. I feel like he's kind of due for a refine pretty soon as we get into Gen 3. Right? I don't know, is he Gen 4? Is he never getting a refine? I don't know. Anyway, not a bad break, I guess. So thanks for the lucky questions, I guess, Hedremt. Even though it's not the Three Houses colorless unit I wanted. And not the Erica I'm looking for. But moving on to the next one, Aurora also asks, how are you doing today? Again, pretty good. Nothing spectacular, but nothing to complain about. Aurora's for realsies question is, how do I feel about the future of Faye given the new BST benchmark and etc.? And so the first Faye was the second gacha game I played. The first was Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, or Unchained Key as it used to be called. And I'm noticing that game started about a year before Faye, and that game also shut down a couple months ago. So I'm sort of noticing similar trends in Faye recently. In that game, that game's mechanics were never incredible, but there was a while where there was a lot of strategy involved, there was a lot of creativity and actual decision making to be made. Then there came a point where they just started putting every effect on every medal. The gacha was for medals, which were basically just trading cards. And it just, everything had everything, and just slightly bigger numbers to find the game. So I do feel like Faye is starting to go down that road. Like, there are 3 or 4 essential effects that... So the final circle just doesn't even give me a shot at getting Marth or whatever her name is, Marianne. Alas, maybe we can get another Erica or 2 out of this. Alten is nice, that makes it easier to inherit near save. But yeah, I'm just seeing Faye go down a similar path of just having to stack so many effects onto every single character. And it doesn't feel super sustainable. I do feel like we're going to reach a point of singularity soon, where it's like, because right now it's like, you know, you have to have no follow-up, you have to have guard, you have to have this and that. And it's like, soon everyone's going to be able to have all of that. And then what? And I think that they are trying to introduce new and interesting effects to the game, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the things can pace correctly, and I do think that it is getting to a point where older units simply cannot keep up. And this circle is cursed. This circle is not good. Unless 3% pent, anybody? Maybe 3% pent in the chat? Ah, I believed for a second. So yeah, that was sort of a muddled answer to the question, but I do think... Well, who do I spark now? I like Marth more, but I think Marianne's more interesting. I might have to think about this. I might not do it live. But since... how many questions do we have left? Too many to finish off in this video, unfortunately. So, I don't know what to do with these. Maybe they get saved for Regan. Might be the case. Maybe they get saved for, whenever I decide to actually take this spark. I guess we'll see. But, for now, I think we do have to cut this off now. Not my best summoning session. The second spark really didn't go too hot. But, overall the results are... pretty alright, I'd say. I mean, we are going to walk away with 3 of the 4, which is... I spent close to 300 orbs, didn't I? Whoops. Anyway. Yeah, I don't have much else to say. So, AR tomorrow, I'll put 2 matches in that video, and let me know what to do with the rest of the questions down below, I guess. Let me know how your summons went. Let me know how you feel about CYL5 in general, and... maybe throw a subscribe if you had fun and want to see some AR content featuring these units, I think. So anyway, with all that, I will bid you adieu until tomorrow. So till then.